welcome back. We are talking about LCM, lowest common multiple, using a factor tree. I have found some really cool new pens in my little notebook, so as all of you guys know, just be forewarned. Okay, so let's talk about LCM, lowest common multiple. We don't really want to list them all. So let me just break something down. Let me say that we have one of them is 2 times 2 times 3 times 4. And this is whatever number, and we factored it down to that. And then my other one is going to be 2 times 3 times 4 times 3. Okay, and this is my other one. Oh, I can't have that 4, I'm sorry. Let me change that to a 2. Good catch. Okay, so this is my other one. So in order to find the lowest common multiple, we look for our pairs again. So this 2 matches with this 2. This 2 is going to go to this 2. This 3 goes to this 3. So let me just write out those, what I call the sets. So we have a set of 2, we have another set of 2, and we have a set of 3. Okay, now I want you to think about this. If we were playing Go Fish, and I understand you guys are really young and you may have never played Go Fish because you guys have all this technology. But back in the day, remember I'm 574 years old, back in the day when we didn't have cell phones and computers and internet, we played card games. So when I'm looking at this, I have certain numbers left over that don't match up with anything. For example, I have this wonderful 4, but I don't have any 4s over here. I have this wonderful 3, but it doesn't match up with anything else. So that 4 times 3 are what I call my Go Fish numbers. And they're my Go Fish numbers because if we are playing a game and we had already used all the cards in our hand, we have no more 2s, no more 3s, and I said, hey, buddy, hey, Fiona, do you have any 4s? Fiona would tell me, Go Fish. And then she comes back and she says, hey, Frederick, do you have any 3s? I'd have to say, Go Fish, because I'd already used my 3s. So in order to find the lowest common multiple, we're just going to multiply. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay? And those are the multiplication from that set. Remember we had one set of 2, which went here, one set of 2, and one set of 3, which went to this one. Now my Go Fish numbers gives me 4 times 3, 12. So what I need to do now is I'm going to take my set numbers and my Go Fish numbers, and I need to multiply those. And when I multiply those two together, 12 times 12, so this is going to be 12 times 12, which equals 144. And so that is my lowest common multiple of whatever the numbers were that I used. Remember, I was kind of making that up. So let's try one with real numbers now. Just wanted to kind of give you an overview. This is going to make a lot more sense once we do it, I promise. Okay, let's see. So let's pick some nice, wonderful numbers. We are going to pick a 2, and I'm going to pick 35. Ooh, this one's going to be so nice. So I'm going to start by making my factor tree. Well, 2 is already its own factor, so I can kind of just leave that one, not have to do anything with it. 35, on the other hand, is going to break down into a 7 and a 5. Yay, and these are also both prime numbers. But look, we have a 2, a 7, and a 5. They're all prime numbers, so my prime factorization is taken care of. Do we have any sets? Does anything match up? So if I say to Fiona, hey Fiona, you got any 2s? She's looking at her hand, she only has 7s and 5s. She's going to tell me to go fish. So it turns out that all of these numbers are Go Fish numbers. So we have 2 times 7 times 5. And so 2 times 7 times 5 ends up being 70. And so the LCM would be 70 of 2 and 35. And I didn't have to sit there and say 2, 4, 6, 8, because we don't do that anymore. That's just way too much, especially when we have these much bigger numbers. When you're in elementary school, you might have done that, but again, that was a long time ago, and that's when you had much smaller numbers. Okay, so this is one of those special cases because it's all go fish numbers. Let's try one that isn't all go fish numbers. Okay. Let's try 15 and 30. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, I'm making my factor tree. So 15 is breaking down into 3 and 5, and both those are both prime numbers, so I'm good there. And then let me go over here and I'll do 30. And I think I'm going to do 3 times 10 because I'm pretty good at those ones. So I have 3 my prime number, and then I have to take this 10 and break it down. I'm going to say 5 times 2. So my factorization here is 3 times 5 times 2. Now we need to find our sets. So here's a 3, and I can say, hey, look, I got another 3. So I have a set of 3s. Then I can say, oh, here's a 5. Look, here's a 5. So these are my set numbers. So this might help. So I have a set of 3s and one set of 5s. So we only need to list them once. We don't have to say 3 times 3 and 5 times 5 because we already know they're set, so we're good. So 3 times 5 is going to give us 15. Now, remember we talk about our go fish number. There's nothing left except for this 2, this poor little 2, all by himself. He is a go fish number. So go fish is our 2. And now I need to take that 15, multiply it by 2. That's going to give me 30. And that is my LCM. I just realized I made my 30 kind of look like a number it shouldn't have looked like. So our LCM is 30. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys one to try. I want you to pause it. Again, try it. Come back. We'll look at it together. Yay if you got it right. See if where you might have kind of gotten slightly confused. So let me scroll down. Remember, we're going to use our sets and our go fish. Let's do 14 and 35. So go ahead and pause the video for me. Give it a try. I will be back in a few minutes. So we're in YouTube world. It's been a few minutes. Love YouTube world. Okay, so we're going to take our 14, make our factor tree. 2, 7. Yay, they're both prime numbers. I don't have to go very far with that one. I like it. I have 35, and I'm going to do 5 times 7. Good. 5 times 7. Now I have to figure out which ones match. Which ones are going to line up? Which ones like each other? Oh, look, here's a set of 7s. So my set number, in this case, because I only have one set, is going to be 7. I don't multiply that by anything. Here are my go fish numbers. So go fish, and it is a 2 times a 5, and 2 times 5 is 10. And in order to get to my LCM, remember we need to take our set number and multiply it by our go fish number, and we get 70. So if you got a 70, go whoop, whoop, we got this. Okay, I won't do that again. I know it's very embarrassing for you guys. Probably very embarrassing for me too. And my cat. So, good job, guys. Keep working on this. Remember, come see me if you have any questions or you want some extra practice. I will see you later. Bye.